Welcome back, and moving on to our first segment of today, talking about the importance of IT for our students, the leaders of the future. The activities of the Upper Egypt Technology Train Initiative, organized by the National Telecommunication Institute at the Digital Egypt Creativity Center of the Ministry of Communications and Information Technology, were launched. Well, what a great initiative. We need to talk about it more with our guest today, Dr. Nevine Nakhla, doctorate in business administration. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
So first of all, let's focus or highlight the significance and the importance of such an initiative.
Yes. First of all, thank you for inviting me today to the World English Voice Nile TV.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The initiative is one of great initiatives that His Excellency, our beloved President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, launched with his vision to educate and train youth. As you know that in Egypt we are a very young population, and 60% of our population are youth. So initiatives like this are very important to prepare our youth for the international work and international future jobs. The initiative of Upper Egypt Train to digital transformation and technology transformation took place a few months ago. And they have already started with Aswan and Qina, and the day before yesterday we were in Minya. And also it's not only introducing vendors and accelerators and laboratories and training, a lot of training for the youth, but also enhancing the youth with the soft skills and the languages.
Tell us more about it, yes. We are very curious to know, what did you do? Tell us about the experience and about the youth. How did they take this initiative, especially when you have an initiative targeting youth?
Yes. First of all, the outreach took like a week in each governorate. The outreach of youth, it travels like sound and light. You know, when you send the application, we had registrations of nearly 1,000 youth, but actually who attended were hundreds. And vendors from private companies, they came and introduced the real jobs in the market. So youth are not trained only theoretically, but also they know to bridge the gap between the market need and the real education. This is the most important thing, and this is one of the most important goals of and objectives of the initiative. To bridge this gap and to really give the youth practical knowledge, not only theoretical. Also, there is cooperation between the Creativa, the digital creative digital centers of the NTI, and the Ministry of what you say, changing their ID cards, even the ID cards, changing them if they take, for example, any course and they are specialized in it. It will be said on their ID card.
To be upgraded to the next level.
To be able to be specialized in what they got training in, like fiber optics. You know, the initiative of Decent Life and doing the infrastructure for a lot of villages, for the Decent Life villages and initiative, a lot of fiber optics technicians are needed. So this is one thing the Upper Egypt Train is preparing youth for. Also, they are choosing the youth of graduates after, university graduates after 2012. So they are young youth to be able to find their career, to find their job, their future job. Also, there is another initiative called The Future Job is Digital. The future world is digital. So a lot of training, a lot of things taking place to support youth and to give them to open the future for them.
Tell us more about the youth themselves and how did they receive this initiative? We know that actually we have to say that the Egyptian leadership now is taking very good care of the youth and they are putting them as top priority. They are participating in many activities. We have the World Youth Forum as well. So now we can understand how important it is to bring all youth together, to exchange experience and to share together. This is something of great importance. How did they receive the initiative? And tell us more about their ambitions.
Yes, I'll take you back to the World Youth Forum and His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi vision for youth. It's not only this initiative. If you look back to the forum and how he gave them the space to talk and to say what they need and what their plans and their dreams. It's a dream that is coming true in Egypt. Also, if you look at other trainings, not only the digital, if you see the Nasser Academy, the military academy, they are opening their doors for leadership programs and strategic planning programs for youth. If you see the PLP, the Presidential Leadership Program for Youth, and how the youth came out of this presidential initiative very well educated, very well prepared for the world and for the everything around the world. Also, the national training, the National Training Center in 6th of October, and the amount of education and training for youth. I was there the day before yesterday, and I spoke with the youth in Alminia in the train, the Upper Egypt train for digital transformation, and the youth coming from all over the governorate, from the less fortunate villages and from the decent life villages, the place itself, the infrastructure itself, the place with the digital screens and the technology and the infrastructure itself was amazing for them, you know. And also, if you see the laboratories and the labs, how they are prepared with very high technology and a lot of artificial intelligence, data and technology and a lot of things. Also, I had a small speech for them with the soft skills to prepare them not only technically, but also to prepare them personally and communication skills. This was very different for them to hear about communication skills and the 7 habits of the most influential and the most perfectionist.
This is something of great importance because sometimes when we talk about digital transformation and we talk about technology, it's not only about the device or about the using of the technology, but also it is of great importance that we have to study as well tools and communication tools in this as well. This is actually touched one of the most important parts.
Yes, as I was telling them the day before yesterday, that now international companies and multinational companies, they don't do any more IQ tests. They do EQ tests, emotional intelligence. How the person, because they found that the most intelligent people, sometimes they go into hacking and fraud and doing unethical things. So to make sure the values and the ethics and the emotional intelligence of the cadre and of the youth, and to train them on real communication skills and listening skills and how to present themselves, and I was telling them about the 7 inches, the 7 first steps and the 7 first seconds. You need only 7.
Can you tell me the 7 steps very quickly?
Yes, you need only 7 seconds to do first impression. In an interview, when you enter to an interviewer, all what it takes is the first 7 seconds, the first 7 words you are saying, introducing yourself, and we teach them how to pitch, how to say their bio in 7 seconds quickly.
First impression lasts forever.
Exactly, and they will not in a quick interview with an HR, they will not have a second chance. It's only the first few words and the way they walk in, the way they sit, the way they take the bag and put it.
The body language.
The body language. You know, the body language is 57% of
the total message.
Of the total message, and 37% for the voice and the way.
The words will take the least. Actually,
the words actually,
unfortunately,
the
yes.
words actually they take 7%. Imagine.
Yes.
So it's a whole new world for them that they have to really acquire. It's not only the technical skills, it's the personal and the presentation and the soft skills, communication skills. And if you see all the universities now, they added the entrepreneurship.
I was just going to ask you now about the role of universities and how can they cooperate and support in this respect, regardless of which major we're talking about.
Yes.
It is very, very important also to prepare the students for their practical life. As you mentioned, yes, the future is digital.
Yes. Universities in Egypt now, governmental and private universities, they are very much aware. They have very big vision and they are very much taking steps towards this. You find in all universities, you have one faculty that is giving the students the communication skills, giving them what it takes with soft skills. Presentation skills is very important to give them, and public speaking.
Yeah.
Universities are taking steps. I think last month one of the universities, without saying the name, made a big cooperation with the Ministry of Technology, Communication and Technology for doing labs and doing programs and training programs. Also, the NTI, the Center of Creativity and Entrepreneurship for the youth training, is taking place in 6 governmental universities. Monofia, as we said, Aswan, Minya, Luqsor, Ina. So, universities.
It's great that we are talking now about Upper Egypt and we are preparing the youth for the practical life. This is something really. We always talk about what we achieved in Upper Egypt that is unprecedented in our history.
Yes, and as I was saying, the dream is coming true. And the Upper Egypt youth, they are very pure and like sponge. They are very much looking forward to education and looking forward to the new knowledge. And
they want to compensate all what they missed throughout life.
And also, the roots are pharaonic. So they are very smart and very strong. So when you really give them the tools, they accelerate greatly.
Also, this includes talking about entrepreneur, right? These programs.
Yes.
So,
if you see the TEEK initiative with the ETIDA, also they have incubators for the prototypes and for the any initiative, any idea. Also, a lot of support from the ETIDA and the TEEK for the 4th grade students. If they have projects and dreams to do like mobile apps or any ideas, they are giving them the laboratories and they are giving them the support in their incubators and the prototyping and supporting them with training, with mentors, with the mentors' business, how to do their business plan, how to do their marketing plan, how to do their financial and feasibility study, and also supporting them with mentors for the prototype itself and the trying, and a lot of work is taking place. Also, the ministry, not only the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology, also the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development. They have the Roued 2030 and 9 incubators supporting entrepreneurship. Actually, the entrepreneurship ecosystem in Egypt now is becoming one of the strongest around the world. A full ecosystem of full support, financial, mentors, education, training, accelerators, incubators, name it. A full
Usually
support.
we used to talk a lot about the incubators, and it has been always a challenge in the past. So what did we achieve in this respect?
In this respect, the incubators of the TIC and the incubators of Roued 2030 are really closing the gap and giving all the support. Youth today, they just open any ministry, and they open for the programs and for the initiatives, and they can pick and choose, and there is no gap, there is no ceiling. I mean, there is no glass ceiling for women, no glass ceiling for youth. If you see His Excellency, our Prime Minister, he has 10 of his aides are youth. If you see all governorates, governors and the assistants of governors, they are from youth. Especially the presidential PLP, the Presidential Leadership Program, it spread youth that are really pride of Egypt, very educated, very strategic, very culturally and economically and educated politically on all levels. So this is our strength, this is our assets in Egypt.
Talking about our youth, and also as you were talking now about all the opportunities for them, definitely also the idea of having many smart cities and
Yes.
many new projects basically built on the idea of having smart system, this will encourage them more, right?
Yes, encourage, and if you see the double and the triple of spending and of preparing of the infrastructure of these cities, if you go and see the new capital city and the Al-Alamein and even the smart village and a lot of infrastructure, the AI, the artificial intelligence, data and information, the robotic, the cyber security.
And even now we can see some universities, we have new branches that opened at international universities. They have majors for robots and all
and
these,
the artificial
yes.
intelligence. And also there is one of the new international universities, one of the British international universities in the Knowledge Hub in the new capital city. They have a whole 4 years faculty studying ethical
Yes.
hacking. What could you think about this few years ago in Egypt? I mean, a lot of preparation also in the initiative, in the presidential initiatives of the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology, like the NTI and the NATRA. They are not only giving the youth the technical, as we said, also they are giving them the language. There is an initiative, of course, all these scholarships are free and paid. Not only, especially the train of the Upper Egypt, the students and the youth, each scholarship for 10 days or 20 days, they take £1,000 for attending. And as we said, they change their ID if they want. They take a very high certified, approved, authorized certificate, and also they give them languages. So they, you know, the future now is with the technology, they can be working with a multinational company in Germany or in UK or in USA, and they are based in their home in Egypt. So also enhancing the language skills. So they will be able to be employed with international. And this is a competitive advantage for Egypt and for our youth. So you can bring them very high salaries with dollars and with euros with their languages and where their technical and their entrepreneurship.
So after being graduated or after taking this certificate, do you have any source of helping them to apply or to join any new career for them?
Yes, like the NTI day before yesterday and in the train of Upper Egypt for digital transformation, they go to the universities with multinational companies, with representatives, CSR or even CEO. I don't want to say names of companies, but really big, huge international, multinational companies were with us in the Upper Egypt, talking about the future jobs and talking about also sometimes they are like vendors. They give courses and they give scholarship through the NTI. They give the courses and they pick and choose from the youth who took the courses. They say that the top 4 will be employed right away. The top 10 will be employed right away. And the nice thing about it and the special thing about it, they're not employed locally. They are automatically internationally employed. If they have the language, if they have the skill, if they have the communication skill, if they have the personality and the outreach, they're automatically employed with big amounts. And we have, of course, examples and we have role models. We use the role models of youth to talk about their experience and
to motivate the others.
Right.
Dr. Nevine Nakhla, doctorate in business administration. Thank you very much, really. And you made us feel optimistic starting the day because, yes, finally the dream is coming true.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. All right, now moving on to a quick break, then we'll be back with more on The Breakfast Show.